We are back at Leicester City as we begin our climb back to the Premier League. Jamie Vardy signed a new one-year deal, 3 new signings have walked through the door, 2 wins in our first 2 games, and 2 weeks left in the transfer window. Let's start an episode you don't want to miss. Why is Jamie Vardy wearing number 23 and not number 9? Now everyone knows in real life Jamie Vardy has left the club, but with us looking to make a miraculous return back to the Premier League, and with me back in management for the first time, I believe having the legend back at the club is imperative to our chances, so that's why I decided to give him a brand new 1-year contract. However, you are absolutely right. Oddly, Jamie Vardy is down as number 23, so let's make a change to that at the very beginning of this episode. Our club captain, the legend, will go to number 9 in place of the new signing, Roman Di Castello. Yes, you may be a brand new signing, but if you want that number, you're going to have to earn it, son. Speaking of Jamie Vardy, though, with him starting off the campaign on fire with 4 goals in our first game against Millwall, it looked like the former English international was firing on all cylinders, but with the now 38-year-old retiring at the end of the season, and with the 26-year-old Preston Daka failing to live up to expectations and only having 10 months left on his contract, I put the question to you, who do you believe should be the long-term replacement for the living legend? Scout from Greece, Panathinaikos are going through a new era and they're reportedly looking to sell star Fotis Ioannidis and experienced defender Magnuson. There's also a lot of other players on their last year of contract. Now the 25-year-old Ioannidis could be a great shout, but unfortunately it looks like Lake Como and Cesc Fabregas have managed to snap up his services before me. And as for the defender Magnuson, it looks like he's going to be calling it a day at the end of the season, so I can't approach him either. Fortunately enough though, looking at this gigantic shortlist of mine, plenty of you have offered some other suggestions as well. I think Ricardo Pepi was the overwhelming favourite, and with him being 79 rated, it's not hard to see why. With him being 22 years of age, he's obviously got that on his side as well, but with him playing for PSG and obviously securing European football, I really doubt he'd want to make the move to a championship club. Evan Ferguson was another name that's been touted around by many of you, and I'm sure the young Irishman would be absolutely desperate for first team football and willing to make the step down to the championship. Would Brighton be willing to let him go on a permanent basis though? I'm not quite sure. For a striker, I would recommend Conrad Harder from Sporting or Zion Fleming if he still plays for Millwall and not Burnley. Conrad Harder would be an absolutely outstanding signing. He's got all the credentials to be a world-class forward for the foreseeable future, but once again with another man playing European football in the Champions League and securing a huge move to Sporting Lisbon only a year ago, would he want to trade that in for Leicester City? And so with that in mind, I've decided to go with someone who's a little bit more realistic, someone who's got experience in the Championship and hopefully has that added nous that will help us navigate our way back to the Premier League. He might not have the quality of the other players, but he does have experience and his prime years on his side, and he's got his opportunity to finally play for a big club. That is right. Zion Fleming joins Leicester City for £3.3 million. And at 27 years of age, he might not be the long-term replacement for Jamie Vardy, but I am hoping he has enough quality to help get us out of the Championship, and hopefully we can make a better stab back in the Premier League at finding the perfect striker. And that man is about to get his first taste of life in the blue of Leicester City as we head to Bristol for him to make his debut away from home. As you'll see, he's not the only change to the starting 11 as Del Castillo comes in on the right-hand side of midfield. Harry Winks comes in to the centre of the park as due to a little bit of fatigue in defence and me not having any other options, Ndidi drops into the back line. Here we go then, our first game of episode 2. Let's see if we can keep this good run of form going. 6 points from our opening 2 games, 2 clean sheets for our opening 2 games and 5 goals to our name. Can we continue that fine run of form here today? Give it away immediately, and it's Mameu, I think that is, straight into the path of Bird with a lovely strike. Straight at the goalkeeper though, Harry Winks for his first start in a Leicester City shirt so far this season. And Del Castillo tries to play a ball into the channel, and it's Fleming who runs onto it. He's all alone though, takes it on himself, straight at the goalkeeper. Mayulu once again for Bristol City, blocked off by Colley, but he picked up the scraps and he's played it into Bird. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, makes no mistake. Well, it's been a real sloppy start so far in the opening 17 minutes, and finally we are made to pay. Really poor defending once again. My centre-back's completely caught out of position. No one marking Bird, and he made that look easy. Goalkeeper had no chance. 1-0 Bristol City. Harry Winks over to Del Castillo, looking to try and see if he can make a name for himself here in a Leicester City shirt on his first start. But Harry Winks loses possession again. He's a little bit shell-shocked so far. Perhaps he's lacking a little bit of match fitness here as it's a ball out wide. Once again, we're overrun in defence. This time it's Bell. What a save. Well, goodness me, we are struggling. And Bristol City have the first corner of the game. Harry Winks has just ghosted past like he's not even there once again. This time it's Thomas who manages to get rid of the ball and hack it away. He does into the path of Mavididi, who loses it once again. Such a poor start. Bristol City all over us. Stones now skips away from one and plants his foot in the wrong place and ends up dragging the shot well wide. Carlo Pereira short into Harry Winks, turns into El Canous. If something is going to happen, we've got to get this man more involved in the game. He is our creative hub in the centre of the park here as Fleming looks to play it over. He does to Del Castillo, offside. Well, that pretty much sums up the opening 35 minutes of this game. We've had, well, pretty much no decent opportunities, no clear-cut opportunities whatsoever, and Bristol City are carving us apart here. Into Thomas. Luke Thomas turns it around the corner into Mavididi, who's been poor so far. Into El Canous. El Canous is going to go for an audacious ball over to the right wing, but the referee had other thoughts and blew for half-time. Bell on the left-hand side. Bristol City starting off this second half exactly as they finished the first. Mayulu into the box. This time it's Ndidi who comes across in the right place at the right time. Short into El Canous. Back to Harry Winks. Harry Winks going to look to try and thread the ball through. Gets it all wrong. The Englishman, the former English international, the former Champions League finalist with Spurs, is having an absolute mare here in the Championship. Mayulu into the box once again. Goes past one defender. Plays it short into the other attacker. That is absolutely lovely. Bristol City double their lead and Bird doubles his score tally. Absolutely carved open. And once again, defensively, we are found wanting. It's all too easy for Bristol City to find the back of the net for the second time this game. 2-0. Well, things are not going right here. I'm not getting any sort of joy with this formation. I'm going to change things up here, try and see if I can get a few more numbers up front. I'm bringing on Boga on the left-hand side and Jamie Vardy up front to partner Fleming for the first time this season. El Castillo out to Ndidi, out to Pereira on the right-hand side. Already I feel a little bit more confident throwing balls into the box. Boga tries to get on the end of that one, but it's our first real chance inside the opening hour. Lovely ball though. Stokes with green grass and space to run into here, and he's got the better of Victor Lindelof. Oh my goodness, it was almost another horror show at the back. Well, there can be no doubt that defensively we are struggling, and perhaps the lack of defensive reinforcements so far this summer is now really starting to bite us. Fleming's going to look for the run of Jamie Vardy. Well blocked off though by the defender. El Canous wins it back. Fleming looks to turn it around the corner, does, finds Del Castillo, he marches on into the box, looking to cut it back into the path of Vardy, blocked off once again by the defenders, but something is building here. Out to Mehmeti on the left-hand side, Knight now has it, there's acres of space, there's gaps all over my defence. Boga picks it up, he's come deep to collect, and he's given it away in a really dangerous position here, and now they've got another opportunity to add a third and put the game to bed, but Lindelof making up for his earlier errors, atoning for his mistakes, and releasing hopefully what will be a very vital counter-attack that is broken down oh too easily. But Ndidi now wins it back. End-to-end stuff here in the final 10 minutes of this game. He chops it back into the path of Del Castillo. Round the corner into Fleming. Fleming for the chance! Fleming on his debut gets his first goal in a Leicester City shirt. And with about 5 minutes remaining on the clock, he drags us back into this game. Lovely finish, lovely combination, wonderful counter-attack. 2-1. Mehmeti once again. We've got to try and see if we can get control of this ball, get back on it, and try and see if we can carve out one more opportunity. Lindelof wins it back well, tries to play it forward into Boga, doesn't reach him though. Only a few moments remaining in this game for us to try and see if we can get back possession, but at the moment we've lost it, and at the moment we almost lost the game completely there. Good save by the goalkeeper. Del Castillo can't bring it away as the referee blows for full time. Well, it's a real disappointing performance and our first loss so far this campaign. And it just goes to show me that not only are we not good enough defensively, but perhaps system-wise, we are not playing to our players' strengths. Jamie Vardy and Fleming seem to form a fairly decent partnership at the back end of that game, so we are going for broke. It's a switch to 4-2-4 to try and pile as many men up front as we can. But as you can see, we've still got work to do defensively. Victor Lindelof was supposed to add some experience and assurance to our back line, but judging from that performance, he's nowhere near the required level. But could it be because the partners he's got next to him are just not good enough? And so with that in mind, it's time to welcome a man who, just like us, will be dead desperate for a return back to the Premier League. A man who we are snapping off our rivals in the Championship, our relegation rivals from last season, Southampton, as we welcome the former Manchester City Academy graduate, Harwood Bellis, to join the Leicester City Revolution from Southampton for £8.6 million. And he's here just in time to make his debut for the club in our first home game of the season against Cardiff City. As you can see, it's time to test out this new formation with a couple of changes at the back. Sota comes in for Lindelof, who is struggling a little bit with a knock. Indeed, he goes back to his rightful position in the centre of the park, with Fatawu coming back in on the right-hand side. Here we go then. Let's make a difference. Let's make a change. And let's see whether or not we can get back to winning ways here in front of the Leicester City faithful. And it's a good start with Fleming picking up the ball and giving it to that man, Mavididi, who drives into the box, goes in alone and smashes it into the bottom right-hand corner with about 4 minutes on the clock. What a way to start the game. Well, Fleming scored on his debut and he gets an assist on his home debut. Lovely challenge in the middle of the park. Played a lovely ball through to Mavididi, and that man did the rest. Wonderful dribble, wonderful drive, wonderful goal. What a way to start the game, and what a way here to really kickstart things as Jamie Vardy now picks it up on the edge of the box, looks to strike straight at the goalkeeper. This is much, much better. I'm already feeling way more confident having more men in the right positions up front, and once again we've won it back in a really good position. Fatawu back into Fleming, across to Jamie Vardy. Vardy looks to play in Mavididi, he does. Tries to play it around the corner, it's well defended though. Robinson for Huddersfield, out to Evans, plays it back through though, and with us having a man less in defence, we are opened up at will, and Cardiff, only a few minutes later, have got themselves back on level terms. Well, we're missing the extra man in defence, and Cardiff have made us pay gaping holes once again. Harwood Bellis nowhere to be seen. It's a disaster of a start for the young Englishman. Into Fleming. Fleming looks for Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy looks across to Mavididi once again, who's been heavily involved and influential. I almost ran it out of play there, but just about managed to keep hold of it. Flings a lovely ball into the box, looking for the back post of Fatawu. Well defended. It's Evans now for Huddersfield once again, skipping past the challenge of Christensen this time, but he just about managed to put a block in, but still Huddersfield continue. In my box, lovely little touch, turn away into Willock, and that is a lovely finish. And Cardiff City turn the game on its head. Well, the extra man up front is supposed to give us more attacking options, but their one less man in defence is absolutely catastrophic. We are being opened up at will. Something's got to change quickly. Well, it's Tanner for Millwall. Nice little knock and go past Christensen. Harwood Bellis, though, in the right place at the right time. This time, it's taken him long enough, taking him almost one half to get involved properly in the game. And he's got another opportunity to defend, and he does put in a decent enough challenge here. Well, after such a good start, we let a brilliant start go to our head, and we completely fell asleep in all departments all over the pitch. And now Cardiff have gone from being 1-0 down to 2-1 up. And once again, we've got it all to do here as we try and play it through to Fatawu. Well defended though and well read. Fatawu wins it back though, and now he's got space to run into down the right hand side. He's looking for a ball into the box to try and find Jamie Vardy, who couldn't get onto it. It's Evans for Huddersfield. Turns away. Bagan gets caught up, ends up giving the ball to Willock, who turns away from the challenge of Harwood Bellis. Once again, Harwood Bellis frantically trying to get back into position. He's done enough to hold him up, and just about done enough to win the ball back, but he's not exactly inspiring confidence in my back line today. Jamie Vardy over to Fatawu. He's got time to pick his spot and take the ball down and try and make the right decision here. He's going to go out wide, and he's going to look for the overlap of James Justin. Finds the overlap, flings it in. Who on earth was that to? Mavididi all the way into the box, plays it in. Jamie Vardy with the head, and in the end is blocked off once again. Fatawu once again, overlapping run from James Justin, and once again there's no one in the box, and once again it's a horrendous cross here, but it falls to Alcanus. He's going to line up a strike from distance, blazed against the defenders. The young man's been very quiet so far in this game, but Jamie Vardy now, the inspirational leader, looking to try and see if he can inspire some level of confidence here as Christensen throws it into the box, looking for Fleming. Once again, it's headed clear. This time it's Ndidi on the volley. Well wide. 15 minutes left remaining on the clock. Time for me to ring the changes. As you can see, I've got to try and do something to breathe life into this Leicester City team. Flung forward by the goalkeeper. James Justin does enough to win the ball back. Castillo into Skip. Two substitutes combining. That's a wonderful through ball into the right winger, who tries to loop it across. Dars into Boga. Another substitute. Plays it back into Fleming. Looked, was that a shot? Was that a cross? Not quite sure. Jamie Vardy couldn't get onto it though, and it's another big chance that goes begging. King escapes with the ball here for Huddersfield. About 10 minutes remaining on the clock for one of these two teams to score what will be a defining goal here. Kanoos comes across with a challenge. Christensen picks it up, trying to dance his way around the defender. Instead, gives it away in a really, really dangerous position. Robinson held up by Sota. Not held up enough though, but eventually the Australian manages to win the ball back. And once again, we go on the counter-attack. Del Castillo looking to hold on to it. Doesn't hold on to it. Gives it away once again. End-to-end stuff is so poor defensively from Leicester City. Willock across into Robinson. He's got space. He's got time to find the ball into Robinson. Drags it wide. And once again, it turns out that's our second defeat of the episode. Another 2-1 loss. And it's a really difficult one to take at home. It was another really promising performance early doors from this man Zion Fleming, getting an assist and a goal in his opening 2 games. But defensively, wow, so poor. A debut to forget for Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Maybe we might have more luck defensively if I turn my attention to our youth setup, and as you can see, there is one man in particular defensively who stands out a mile. Liam Coates, the centre-back, already 62 rated, and with a potential rating of 91. Let's get him on a decent training and development plan, and hopefully if all goes well, it won't be too long before we see this man in the first team squad. And with midfield being another area that we've struggled with, Tadic Bokau having an overall potential of 93. Maybe he's someone who can challenge El Kanoos for that playmaking position in the heart of the midfield before not too long. Once again though, for the final time this episode, we're going to be looking for inspiration from this man Zion Fleming as we travel to West Bromwich Albion for our final game of the episode. And only a couple of changes to the starting 11, with Del Castillo coming back in on the right hand side. This time Harwood-Bellis is partnered by Victor Lindelof. Let's see what they can do. Nice touch, nice turn. Plays it short into Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy weaving and turning, trying to get away from a couple of challenges. Plays it across to James Justin, who looks to try and go past the defender. Great challenge though from Styles. Del Castillo though picks it back up, and it is that man Fleming who's come short, and he looks to take it on himself. My goodness, that would have been a wonder strike. But it was blazed against the defender, off for a corner. And it's going to be El Kanoos who's going to be the man to take. Flings it into the box to the edge of the 6 yard. It's easy though for the goalkeeper. Fleming's going to look to play it out to the right hand side. Del Castillo's just about managed to keep himself onside. Gave it away once, doesn't give it away twice. This time finds James Justin. James Justin looking for bodies in the box. Finds Jamie Vardy. On his left, blocked. Another corner. Once again, flung into the box. This time it's a better ball to Jamie Vardy. Nodded down, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper though. Styles, a nice turn away. This time it's James Justin who wins it back. And this is a much better response from Leicester City here, as Fleming looks to shift it onto his right. Straight down the pipe though, once again into the arms of the goalkeeper. Into Swift. Swift tries to play it across to Grant on the left-hand side. Grant manages to just touch away from James Justin. The right-back frantically trying to get back. Does do just about enough. But once again, he's caught out of position. But this time, it is Taylor Harwood-Bellis who comes across with a brilliant challenge. Jamie Vardy, short into Christensen. The left-back has made his way to the edge of the box. Looking to dink it over to Fleming. Good header away by the goalkeeper. Out to Del Castillo. Indeed, he lines it up. Indeed, he blocked though. Grant down this left-hand side. So far, West Brom getting the most joy down that flank. They've not really been down the right at all. But now that's a lovely ball into Josh Meyer, who lines it up. This time it's Hermanson who's forced into his first save of the game. Into Jamie Vardy, who's been very quiet so far. And that is a wonderful challenge to dispossess the former England international. It is West Brom that are coming forward here as Swift has it on the right-hand side into Furlong. West Brom have just started to turn the screw here, turn the needle to try and see if they can find a gap and find a route into the back of the net. As Hermanson with a good save. First corner of the game for us to defend. Flung into the box. Christensen heads it away. Not very far though. Another corner. Moat will take. This time they will go short. Swift back into Moat. We've got to try and block the cross here. We don't manage to do so, but James Justin manages to get onto the loose ball, but we've given away a free kick in the process. Fellows for West Brom trying to go past Boga. Lovely ball into Furlong. He's ghosted past Christensen into the box. That is the best chance of the game for both teams. And once again, our goalkeeper comes to the rescue. Fellows into the centre, into Josh Meyer. Everything has gone through that big man up front. And if anything is going to come for West Brom, it is going to come from him as it's played across to the right-hand side. Fellows back into that man, Josh Meyer. Once again, though, good challenge from Harwood-Bellis. But it's certainly been a better defensive performance from us. Perhaps we found the answer. Perhaps we found the partnership with experience and youth with Victor Lindelof and Harwood-Bellis. But at the moment, things just aren't clicking in possession. They're not clicking attacking-wise. And in the second half, West Brom have certainly been the better of the two teams. But can Fatawu make a change to that? Deep in the stoppage time, it's Fleming. I'm looking for the run from Jamie Vardy into the channel. Instead, I dummy and go across to Boga on the left-hand side. side gets that all wrong. What on earth was he doing? Well, the game finishes 0-0. A better performance all round, especially in the first half. A good clean sheet to get back to. But once again, attacking-wise, we're found wanting. Being 10th in the Championship is certainly not where we want to be. But I can't quite work out, is it the system that's the problem? Or are the players just not quite good enough? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what you would do to try and resurrect our poor form this episode. But that is going to be that for the end of today's episode. Thank you all so much, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.